This is just a quick video to show you how you might handle the billing block. To clarify, billing block, credit block mean exactly the same thing. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is you're going to have to decide on the style of your billing block, whether you want it to be flush left or flush right or centered. In this case, I'm going to center it, so I'm going to select the whole thing and then Command-Shift-C. That will center it. All right, then I think I'm going to actually get rid of this bottom line. I don't think I need it quite so long. All right, now we need to get our studio logos in here, our ratings bug, and our street date or release date. So let's start with the ratings bug. I have created a Photoshop document that has 3 different rating bugs in it for you already. So we have PG-13, we have a PG, and we have an R. So I'll just take the R, and I'm going to drag this into my billing block document. Now for one thing, the billing block should be fairly low key and the color should harmonize with whatever the color theme of your poster is. So let's say I've got a kind of a sci-fi going and I want it to be in kind of a green blue. So I'll double click this first and then change my color to the very eerie sci-fi green blue, maybe like that. Now I want the ratings bug to match this color. So you can just double click on this. This is a solid fill vector layer, so I'll double click on this and then I can just come out here and sample this color. There we go. Sometimes you have to zoom in close there in order to grab the color. Say OK. Then I'll Command 0 to go back out. This needs to be scaled down. Command T and scale this down. So it's going to be something like this. Now I'll get my studio logos in there. I have got Paramount. So let me drag Paramount in. So it's really huge. I'll scale it down. I'll go down 50% to begin with and then scale it down further. Probably going to be about like that. Now what I can do is Command click on this to load it as a selection, and then I can add a solid fill in the same color as my billing block, my credit block. And then I'll stick this over here. Then I'll bring in my Universal logo. Scale it down. Command click on it to load it as a selection. Add a solid fill in the same color as the credit block. Okay, so this needs to go down smaller to match my Paramount logo. So these could go on opposite sides, or they could go together. Let's see where I want to put this ratings. I think I'll put this one up in here and make it smaller. Take this one over here, make it smaller. So they kind of fit in nicely with my, I'm going to move the ratings, maybe down to here. Now depending on how you've got it set up, you can put your ratings, wherever you think it works best. As far as I know, there is no specific size requirement for the ratings. It just needs to be visible. Now there may be. I would have to go to the Motion Pictures website and find out if there are specifics for it. But for now, I'm just going to visually make it a size that I think works. So that sort of works, and then I'll have the release date. Now the release date, I'll put that in a different font, obviously, maybe Arial bold. And I'll just put in a date. So 02, and then you could do option 8. That'll give you the bullet point. So I'm going to do 02, so that would be here in the United States, we say month, day, year. So that'd be February, say, '08. That's my wedding anniversary. And then 21. Now, I don't really like this so big, so I'm going to make it smaller. Then I have to move it up. So with my characters panel, I need to see the rest of my characters panel. So here are the 3 dots. I need to move it up here. So like changing the baseline. And then I can copy it, Command C, put it over here, Command V, and something like this. Now I do have to get rid of some of these other layers now. I don't need them anymore. Now this is often larger than the billing block. And it's also usually more legible as far as a brighter color. So maybe I'll take this and punch up the color a little bit. I do want it to be centered, so we have to be careful about that. So I could select it, press Command T, that's going to give me the center. Drag out a guide, deselect it. Then select my release date, Command T, then I can see where the center is on that, and I can use my arrows to bump it over, and then you just hit return or the check mark, and that performs the transformation. Now I can decide if I want this ratings bug to stay here, or maybe it needs to tuck up in here a little bit. Ratings bugs can sometimes be a little bit brighter than the billing block so that it stands out more. But now that I've got this set up, I might adjust things a little bit. Okay, let's name all of these things. So this will be Universal logo. Here's Paramount, and we've got that one as R rating. So I'm going to select the Universal, maybe bring it down in here. Take the Paramount, maybe bring it down in here so that it just feels a little bit more balanced, and it also takes up a little bit less room perhaps. The release date or the street date and the billing block do need to be centered on one another, so even if I don't have a perfect balance here as far as my logos go, I want to keep this centered on this. I could add another logo over here, another production logo, if you want to do that, just so that it's visually more perfectly balanced. But the beauty of using these solid fill layers is anytime you want, you can just double click them and you can change the color, and you can choose a color from your poster and then make all of these match so that it all works together really nicely. Okay, I hope that was of some help.